Now, Tesla doesn't do model years for their vehicles. However, the 2021 Model 3 seems to be accumulating quite a few differences. So, in videos prior, I talked about some of the things they could be working on, and now sounds like those implemented changes could be coming out of Fremont as we speak, which is somewhat exciting. Now, keep in mind, this isn't confirmed yet. A lot of this is just found footage and rumors spreading around. So, there's no guarantee that if you order a Model 3 today, it will have all of these changes mentioned. But thanks to JS Tesla on Twitter posting this photo of the updated Model 3 center console, we can actually see what some of these changes are. And we're noticing a bit more vegan leather stitching on the interior overall, as well as a redesign to that god-awful piano black style center console that we've had since the beginning on the original Model 3 that people have been asking they would change for years. They finally are changing it, but not as simply as a lot of people were expecting. They're definitely going for more of a luxurious looking feel with more of a sliding door mechanism instead of before where the door would kind of fall backwards and in. This one should slide side to side, sort of like the Model S and X interior. And as you can see, the wireless charging area doesn't really appear to have a doorway on top of it anymore. So maybe Tesla is looking at reducing costs and simplifying manufacturing methods, and they're basically just trying to make the whole center console easier to build overall, which personally I'm a big fan of, and the design I can kind of get behind. I saw a lot of people saying it looks more dated and it looks kind of like a more traditional vehicle, and they don't like it. They kind of prefer the sleek, simple look of the previous center console, but personally, I'm fine with both. You know, I could get used to both, honestly, and if this results in making the Model 3 easier to manufacture and it can save on costs, then I'm all for it, because that means hopefully the Model 3 can drop in price even further than it already has. And thanks to some other Tesla fans on Twitter, we're also seeing Model 3s with the matte black trim coming right out of the Fremont factory. Some people are speculating if these are for overseas models, because some of these photos showcase the steering wheel on the right-hand side, which means that they would be going outside of North America. And that's definitely possible, as a lot of people online are speculating right now. Perhaps Tesla is working out a batch of next-generation Model 3s, the ones that are going to spend a lot of time in shipping and going across the ocean to get to their respective markets. And then maybe they'll start implementing these changes to the North American Model 3s within the coming months. So again, we don't have any strict timelines, but Electric, who is also reporting that they have seen the updated Model 3, but it's from an anonymous source and they don't want to expose them. But these changes should also include a powered trunk, so you'll actually be able to just tap the screen and open the back of the vehicle and close it just like you can on a Model Y. And another rumor floating around, especially in Giga Shanghai, because they're ordering a lot of octo valves and heat pumps over there, more so than they would need just for Model Y production to start. Many are thinking that the Model 3 is soon going to start implementing the heat pump and the octo valve, which could result in better energy efficiency. Just like the Model Y, despite being a much larger vehicle than the Model 3, is able to achieve a darn near identical range with the dual motor system. That is making some people think that once the Model 3 gets the heat pump and octo valve, they'll potentially be able to go further, especially in colder climates, which is great news. And of course, the redesigned frunk we talked about in previous videos as well, which does look a little bit smaller, but who knows, maybe that smaller frunk allows them to start implementing the octovalve and heat pump. So nothing is quite set in stone yet, but in my opinion, it sounds like the 2021 Model 3 is kind of like the big Model S refresh of 2016. Sure, it's not as obvious with that giant grille on the front being replaced and making a much more modern looking Model S, but when it comes to the Model 3 and design changes and updates over the years, it feels like this one will be the most noticeable, especially that center console. That will very much look different as soon as you get into the car, and also the matte black trim, which I'm hoping that once Tesla starts installing these officially, they'll at least update the website so people know what their car is actually going to look like. It would definitely be kind of weird if they started implementing these features at the factory, but on the website it still had the chrome trim. So you were ordering a car a certain way, and then it was getting delivered to you in a different way. I mean, if you like chrome delete, then that'll be cool. You just get your car and you're like, hey, it looks even better than I thought. But I do actually know a few people, including my wife, who are a fan of the chrome trim, and they wish that would stick around. But hopefully the matte black trim is easier on supply chains, and it's able to help them lower lower the cost overall, and that means next year it'll be very easy to identify a newer Model 3 from an older Model 3, unlike before where you couldn't really tell much of a difference between 2018, 2020. Other than some USB-C ports and an included wireless charger, a lot of the car looked pretty much the same. But now, even from the get-go, you'll be able to just, hey, look, that's a newer Model 3. Unless, of course, someone just got chromed late, and now you're already ahead of the game. Now you have a modern-looking Tesla. But the powered trunk I'm especially excited to see because that's a big feature I wanted on the Model 3 for the longest time. So knowing that Tesla has that in the pipeline, and hopefully soon they can officially implement it, great additions, great changes to the Model 3 that were very much needed. But just to reiterate, we don't know if these changes have been official yet, so don't order a Model 3 thinking that everything in this video will be on it. I'll, of course, keep you guys posted if it does actually get official updates from Tesla. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.